rust color is actually old blood from the body of a demon. There are minor curses, there are lesser curses, and then there are greater curses.
Sounds similar to what might be causing the deaths in the Bright Willow family.
Ever heard of the anime called Berserk? Who is
I will have you
told...
assassinated!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Fractured Shadows, a lovely little game of Daggerheart Homebrew with online friends. I am your host of the channel, Shade, also known as PlagueDoctorShade, as well as your lovely GM. And here with me today is Statica, VoodooVixen, and Thorn. Sup, guys?
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Been a long time no fucking see.
It is indeed.
Almost a month? Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. Last time I checked, last time I looked at the announcement, and the game was open 21 days ago.
Ryan.
What? Shit happens.
Yeah, well, we are back. Hopefully also next Monday as well. But a couple of things before we begin. As per the usual, first and foremost, Fractured Shadows is a mature Daggerheart experience, as it will include depictions of adult themes such as drug and alcohol use, sexual themes, psychological torments, gore, body horror, and potentially much, much more. This is your warning, so please do keep this in mind if you continue to watch now and within the near future. Second, and technically last, aside from the sprites that we have here and the characters, we do not own anything, including the music and the portraits, as their sources are various and vast. The only thing that's owned here is the IPs, which is Fractured Shadows, as well as our characters themselves. So keep that in mind as well. And aside from that, if you like everything that you see here, if you like the characters, you like me, you like the game, the story, the setting, or all of the above, do me a huge favor by liking, commenting, subscribing, and ringing the bell notification down below so you never ever miss an upload. Aside from that, my friends, my lovely friends that I have not seen, totally not seen in several weeks, are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
I'm ready to be free from the... I am ready to be free from the cage. I haven't touched grass in 2 months. I seek freedom.
Well, you're going to be in your cage, or you're going to be playing Daggerheart.
Fuck. Shit.
Fooled you.
Make sure
loser.
Make sure you read the TOS next time, guys. You don't know what you're getting into.
Indeed, indeed. So, last we left off, and I'm going to change the music to make it a bit more fitting. If I'm on the right fucking page. Hey, LaMelo. This one. Last we left off. Last time, we took the other route of what happened on that very same day as we looked into and investigated Murkon's perspective. After sneaking out the window and keeping his head low with a hood covered, Murkon made his way over to the Grand Guild Hall in search of information regarding the Lich and its connection to the Demon Coven's attack on Bright Willow Haven. Being let in by Flan, Murkon found himself face to mask with the Mandane Archive's keeper, the mysterious magical entity who called himself the Curator. It led Murkon back to this restricted section of Bright Willow's archives for the Silverbrook-born hunter to learn more of his quarry, not before explaining the heretical demonic schools of magic to Murkon in vivid detail. The magically endowed excerpts of knowledge were disenchanted by the Curator for Murkon to read the text within. He learned of the nature regarding the Lich's intent, and what he had done to the town before it had been founded by Lord Brightwillow at the turn of the era, which led him down the rows of sealed tomes in reverse order. Accounts from Rose, Dove, Sebastian, and several others were written concerning the deeper details of who was involved in the battles and kidnapping within the demonic coven. Finding out the names of each of the witches involved, the most powerful stood out to Murkon to be known as a woman named Ronnie, known for her mastery of both necromancy and blood magic. Combined, they made a deadly force to be reckoned with, but she ultimately fell thanks to the Quicksilver's intervention. It was written that just before her self-demise that she uttered a curse upon the former adventuring band. Further information on necromancy and its uses were explored, with Murkon's search ending in a book that described the curses and diseases that can sprout from extensive use of the demonic dark arts. With his curiosity satiated, Murkon traversed back upward to seek an audience with Jezreen as one of the victims, and then Rosedove as witness to the atrocities committed by the Coven. Jezreen, much like before, admitted faulty memory as to her capture and potential sacrifice, only recognizing the scar on her back. With the matching account from Rosedove showing pictures of a similar inscribed sigil in the ground, assumptions of attempted possession were made as Murkon compared notes. Rosedove also confirmed to Murkon that Sebastian could possibly provide more information, but knowing the party's conversation with the Hallmaster, Rosedove attempted to confirm that he was not as incredulous as Murkon believed. For the other side of seeking info from older residents of the town, Akuji, Raylig, and Leonin questioned Flan regarding the last mayor before Antoine Grift. Getting answers and being pointed toward Sebastian's knowledge, the party took a break to eat. It was during this time that Murkon ran into Anissa and Yilton as they passed by into the League's hall, where exchanges between Raylig and Yilton were had, intense as they were. Showing that they had no interest in meddling with the brigade's affairs, Anissa informed the group that they could investigate the graveyard while she was on duty to gain more information involving the Lich and potential links. Once they left the guild hall, the clock began to tick, as time was now of the essence. Multiple avenues of gathering intel were open to them, but because of their now public proclamation of departure from Bright Willow in the Grand Guild Hall, it would only be a matter of time before the residents would find out if such a venture was truth or only a smokescreen for the heroes of Bright Willow Haven. So, with that in mind, my friends, you have several avenues that you can go down that I have listed to you out of character, which I will now list for the audience as well. That being about roughly 8 different avenues that you can explore. So, first, you can go back into the archives that are still relatively open to you to research curses. Whatever they may be, it's a new avenue, and you have a very wide repository given to you. 2, you can learn about the skeleton's sword and the roughly same spear with Juniper, the local blacksmith, who has dealt with this before and has inclined her knowledge into what this metal might be. 3, you can talk to the Quicksilvers, which would mean you going to the town hall. 4, you can talk to Lalandros specifically about what has gone on, as he was one of the more recent arrivals during the demonic coven's incursions. 5, you can talk to Lilith Bright Willow to get a better understanding of potential alliances or events that might have happened that she is privy to. 6 and 7, you can talk to Anissa and Yilton, both roughly around the graveyard, as you can assume. And last but not least, 8, you can talk to Sebastian at the Adventure League side of the Grand Guild Hall. So, going down the list, I'm just going to be going from basically the screen from left to right, left up, or left down, right, and then up in an L. Leo, who are you going to go look into? Or who do you want to look into?
Well, I figured since we already visited the Blacksmith Juniper once before, might as well do it again.
Okay.
Skeleton sword.
So you are going to go and talk to Juniper?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to make a note of this for you all to remember. Next we have Akuji. Are you going to go with Leo, or are you going to go and do a different avenue?
No, I think she'll stick with Leo to figure out what this metal is and if it's at all related to the sword that they found there.
Okay. Raylig, where are you going?
Going to the archive to learn about curses.
Okay. And finally, last but certainly not least, Murkon. Where are you going?
Murkon is going to go talk to Sebastian.
Interesting, but a very good choice. Very well. All right. So, in the order that I have listed is the order that we are going to be handling these. Okay. And that is the list currently. All right. So, now that you are back in, you quickly discuss with each other where each of you are going, with Leo and Akuji going to go visit Juniper at the Tipsy Tinker, which the lovely hairkin hunter Juan has left to go and talk to. So starting with you guys, you go back and make your way towards the Tipsy Tinker. As you can see that the day is starting to crest into a mid-afternoon, kind of making you guys be a bit on edge. As you know that time is now very much as of the essence. You no longer have the day, you have mere hours left. So, Akuji and Leonid, you both enter the tavern, and you end up seeing that waiting by the entrance, by the fireplace, with a mug in her hand, is a very familiar hairkin, full hairkin, not half hairkin woman. Shorter, wearing her apron, looking a little smudged with dirt, and has a wrapped up package on the edge of the fireplace. You quickly recognize this Leo, since you were the one that spoke to her with Raylig, as Juniper. And she sees the door open, and you can see that she's a bit skittish as she continues to look in that direction. Whenever there's a noise, she spots you, and she nods. Well, good to see that y'all are here now. I heard you were trying to very much understand the meaning behind these weapons that you found in the forest.
Yeah, sorry for the rush job. We're kind of low on time at this juncture.
So I've heard you're trying to basically finish some sort of investigation in the town that you've trying to finish tonight. That's pretty bold of you, but I'm not going to question none. Anyway, what in particular about the sword are you trying to figure out?
Well, we had you analyze the weapon beforehand, the one we got from the bear. We were curious if the type of alloy or anything about the sword itself seemed similar. If that makes any sense.
Sure. I don't know what happened, but Twitch decided to have a literal fucking aneurysm and kick me offline, but I was still recording the entire time, so you're going to see this on YouTube, maybe. Anyway, hopefully there's no other interruptions and we can just play the fucking game. So, anyway,
let's beat the shadow barks before Twitch shits itself again.
You speed run the fucking section of the game. So, as I explained previously before Twitch decided to be a dickhead, and I guess YouTube for that matter. I don't know if it's shown on YouTube, but I don't care. It's going to be on YouTube anyway. So, make your way to Leonin and specifically Akuji, I should say. You two make your way to the tavern, make to tinker. Juniper is waiting for you there with a drink in hand by the door. She looks to the left, notices you enter. Brief conversation ensues where you did talk about interest in the sword, but where we left off is she looked to Leo as you were explaining what your reasoning for wanting to know on short notice, considering your investigation. She looks at you and says, once again, So, what exactly did you want to know in particular about the weapon?
Just whether it's material or it's a make. If there's any similarity to the other weapon we had you analyze.
Right. You
Just
wanted to
any
know... Looks at Ukuji.
And if there's any magical nature between the two, dormant or faded.
Right, you did. I do recall you mentioned that previously. All right, let's take a look-see here. And with with like no small feat, with ease, she proceeds to take the very large weapon that is wrapped in the cloth, go to sit down at one of the nearby tables, and tosses it on there. And unwraps the cloth as she begins to inspect it, putting her goggles over her head, and a little magnifying glass that you can see just appears at the very top of the goggle. As she takes a quick look. Well, it definitely seems to have the same metallic makeup of the spear you tore out of the bear's hide. Let me take a peek here. And you hear her just ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, with a small hammer that she produces from her tool belt. Seems to have the same resonance, still has a bit of rust. Did you, when you fought these skeletons that your little cohort told me about, Juan, when you fought them skeletons, did they happen to break any of their weaponry upon you, or no?
Remember them. I don't think they broke anything.
No, I don't think they broke anything.
They seem pretty sturdy to me.
And when you hit them, did their armor seem to dent at all? Did that get damaged at all, or nah?
Seem pretty resilient.
Dent, maybe, but I don't know if we actually broke their armor at all. They seem pretty
Go on, sorry.
resilient to physical weaponry, but to magic they seemed more prone to.
That just sounds
magic.
like... That sounds
We
like...
really saved our hide on that account.
It just sounds like typical undead to me. You, from my knowledge of the Manadine Institute, with my little bit of stint of armor smithing and enchanting and whatnot, that it told me that the undead is like the first lesson, that they're pretty resilient to, well, what you just said, not to talk your ear off about it. And she rubs a hand across it, and you can see her hand glowing a very faint, like palish aura.
Looking at his whip, just like, maybe I should start learning magic or something.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, he's just thinking out loud.
If you want, I can enchant that for you for a hefty fee. She takes a drink.
Well, we did just get paid.
We did.
Basic weapon enchantment probably gonna be about $250 unless you want something specific. Makes it more magical than mundane.
Okay, I already forgot the exchange rate on this currency.
It is very much a 110, 100, 1000. From left to right.
100, 1000.
So a coin is 1, a handful is 10, a bag is 100, a chest is 1000.
Okay, that's easy.
You can only have one chest on you at a time, because of course it is very heavy, because that's a lot of coin. This isn't a video game, I'm afraid. Sorry.
That's okay. Maybe I should spend that and get the change or something.
Well, it's still very much math, but I'm not going to do math, so I'm going to trust you on that. Anyway,
maybe I'll just save that for a big purchase or something.
Perhaps so, maybe maybe not. Who knows? The little blacksmith bunny lady continues to hover over it. It's like, yep, that your story's starting to check out a bit. Seems like that bear might have either stepped on or was stabbed by one of them skeletons, because it's the same damn metal. Some kind of rusted demonic make from my little expenditures 5 years ago.
Well, that certainly explains a few things.
And she waves you both over to come look at it.
Okay, she
Who's probably already over there watching her work because he's curious.
Yeah.
So, you see these little grooves right here that look like a bit of rust? And she points it out, and you do see that the weapon does look to be rusted, but it doesn't seem broken at all. See how they're a bit jagged?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Well, that's because right there, it's the basic demonic iron, at least as far as we know. Reason why that's the case is the rust color is actually old blood from the body of a demon. It becomes a lot more durable, but a little bit unwieldy to the average man unless you're, looks over the rest of you. I guess probably the constable's body build if he were a man and not a bot. Something like that.
Right.
Becomes a lot more dense, and if you get hit by it, there is not a chance you'll get corrupted because it's still iron. But the more potent the metallic is, the metallic efficiency is, such as the metal and the quality, the higher chances that the weapon itself can become, changed. It's lucky that iron here is not as durable as others. Basic as it is, it doesn't have magical properties like other materials do. So that's why it has its appearance.
And what happens if one gets corrupted?
Well,
Oh God.
she lifts up her goggles as she raises a hand to take a drink again. It seems like, from what I've read, which isn't a whole lot, mind you, anything can happen between someone getting a simple curse all the way to making them change physically, sort of. I'm assuming that you've fought maybe one or two abominations in your lifetime. And she looks over at you specifically, Leo.
I mean, what I had the skill to, which admittedly isn't a lot. Still learning, really.
Right. Well, with that in mind, these quote-unquote abominations, they manifest because of a simple amount of corruption that could have taken place that's, not properly cleansed. If you're not killed, that is, and the wound gets infected, as typical wounds do when you take a mighty blow from a weapon, it can do that instead of just making you sick. So, that's why we, at the Manadine Institute, from previous knowledge, try not to delve into those darker arts.
Does anything on these weapons seem necromantic, possibly? And she'll be careful to whisper that part, as she knows it's a very touchy subject.
No, thankfully no. They would look a little bit more wicked, so to speak. These just seem to be some kind of metal that was given to them, or probably because they were transformed into something and then became these skeletons y'all fought in the woods. That'd be my assumption, at the least. But that aside, no, these are just your run-of-the-mill basic fodder weapons. Something that you might give an imp, or maybe like a little a cambion, maybe.
So these skeletons were possibly once people who were corrupted by this demonic blood or magic or whatever, turning them into the skeletons?
Perhaps they are the skeletons of demons. I don't know. I don't have the skeleton before me now, do I?
No.
That and
Margaret
I'm
didn't
not.
seem like that of a demon, though.
That and I'm not really the anthropological type. I'm a blacksmith.
Absolutely fair.
Is there anything else you'd like to figure out, particularly with this kind of weapon? The fact that they're still in the woods doesn't really surprise me, considering what's happened. Maybe I could actually make a requisition to the guilds to scrounge them up and try and melt them down somehow.
Have you ever spoken to another fawn? Darker fur, black hair. At all in the time you've been here?
She
And she'll-
looks up and she taps her chin, trying to think. What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, she'll also is Velgrift to a T from the image to what we saw in game, like to a T,
Yes.
like exact, or they're okay. Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say, like, kind of like she'll describe like his entire like facial features, like his ears, his hair, to his tail and skin/fur color.
That seems oddly specific. He's not a wanted man or anything, is he?
No, we just wanted to know if you'd crucial part to the investigation. I wanted to know if he was. We heard in passing that he was at one point was seen talking to you. I just don't know if.
Well,
I was wanting to know what it was about, if you remember at all.
I didn't talk to anyone of that make exactly. I don't remember them particularly being a fawn, but I do remember the eyes that were pretty similar. The fellow was wearing a mask and a pair of boots, actually fully clothed and all that. Didn't even see no tail or nothing. So I couldn't tell you, but all I could really see was the man's eyes. I knew he was a man because he got really, really deep voice. Sounded like it. But he was pretty calm the entire time. Was asking me about what type of weapons I had available, and particular customer as any customer would. I was just showing him my stock. That's about it. Made a couple of purchases.
Did he buy? You said purchases? Did he buy anything?
Of course, he bought a couple weapons here and there, but I'm not really at liberty to say, considering. No offense.
No, that's fine. Nothing magical, just mundane stuff.
Pretty much, as far as I know. She just gives you like a nod of, I'm not going to tell you because that's really shitty for me to do.
Yeah, and then just rips the side of his house back in. All right. Fair enough.
We appreciate that information that you could tell us. I understand oh fuck, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Customer confidentiality. There we go. I understand confidentiality between patients. Oh my god, not patients. My Jesus. Customers is important.
Indeed. You got it, don't worry.
Akuji will look at Lannon and see if he has anything else to ask. Oh my god, I can't. Juniper. Thank you. if he has any questions for Juniper.
Leah just kind of gives a small shrug. Yeah, thank you for your time. Again for the trouble.
And thank you for doing this on such short notice.
No problem. It's the least I can do for not only members of the Adventurers League and whatnot, but also y'all helped out the town quite a bit so far, and considering that y'all are on a bit of short notice, thought I could help you out a little bit without causing too much of a fuss. Now then, I should get back to work before the sun ends. I got some orders to still fulfill. And she gives a very grin before she downs her mug, whips out a cigarette, pulls out the self-made cigarette lighter, and proceeds to light it up and walks outside. You hear Bo in the background. Hey, Juniper, you can't smoke in here. Oh, she's gonna do it. Does not matter.
That's that, I suppose.
Yeah, well, at least we can look at weapons now to see who would still be in relation to the demonic stuff. Just look at the weapons for any quote-unquote rust, which is actually what Juniper said, demon blood. So that's one thing we can look out for now.
Certainly good to know.
So,
All right, well, where should...
My hunter instincts are sharp.
Go ahead.
where are you guys going next?
She was literally just about to ask.
Oh, no, go on.
Landon, where should we focus next? We've spoken to Juniper.
Not crazy about the idea of speaking to the large woman. She kind of scares me.
Don't blame you. I'm not really scared of her though, but
Can't really say.
I'd reckon probably talking to the Quicksilvers would be a thing we all do.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I certainly don't want to take the lead on that conversation.
Maybe we
Big
can go
shots.
talk to Sebastian. Kind of continue that demonic line.
Sure, why not?
All right. And they'll go off to the league.
Okay. So you guys will be probably walking in about halfway through the conversation that Murkon would be having at the same time with Sebastian, if that's the case. If you have a little bit of a distance to walk. Yes.
Yeah.
He has to reiterate everything once again.
I meant more so awkward that the Vertex have to face each other again.
Yes. So, with that in mind, Thorn, are you back yet?
Yes, I forgot to type back.
Okay, very good. Cool. So, with Leonin and Akuji heading back towards the Grand Guild Hall, we are going to head down to Raylick's perspective, where you explain yourself very briefly to Flan. You get the notification, can't even do words. You get the authorization, as he leads you back down past the guild vault and then to the entrance to the archives, and he just kind of looks at you with a smug grin. And interesting that you guys are using this a lot, aren't they? May as well just give you guys access if you come back.
Are you able to do that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm still technically part of the Institute, so why not? I gave Murkon the access earlier. No sweat off my back. Just try to keep it between yourselves, alright?
He looks like starry anime-eyed at the prospect. Wonderful. I couldn't thank you enough.
You don't need to. Just, don't tell anyone I told you I allowed it, alright? I'm just doing this as, Favor, I guess. Whatever. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. Blah, blah, blah. He just smiles at you. You got your little notebook there, Rayleigh?
He is holding it with both hands in front of him. Of course, it is my duty.
All right, good. Because at least I know you take notes. I can't speak for Murkon. I'm just kind of glad he was able to figure it out. Anyway, and he does the same motion he did before by muttering some incantations under his breath as a arcane sigil appears in the air. And he side-eyes you, making sure you're copying it down before he then presses the center of the circle, and before you that same grand archway and doorway appears once again as the wisps of the wall disappear. All right, got that down, bud?
He finishes writing. Of course. You said Murkon doesn't take notes.
I didn't see him have notes. He just kind of watched me and I told him what to do.
Rayleigh has like the most bewildered look. Perhaps I could purchase him his own journal at some point. Thank you for informing me.
I mean, he did kind of buy something earlier, but I think he's a Silverbrook, right? He probably has it for monsters, I'd imagine.
Alas, it never hurts to have something in which to record one's thoughts and feelings and encounters. I've heard it can help with processing emotions or conflicting feelings, or he kind of like goes on as he's like walking in. Maybe it would help him open up to Leonin a bit more.
I'm not gonna touch that. I'm gonna be real. Rayleigh, that's not my territory. Believe the saying goes, not my boar, not my farm.
Perhaps, but...
Those damn wild hogs.
sometimes hogs would do well to be in a farm.
Anyway, if you need me, I'll be by the front desk. So, just holler. I'm pretty sure the curator can handle whatever needs you got, bud. So, I'll see you in a bit. And he walks off.
And he walks into the archive.
All right. So, oh shit. Excuse me. So you proceed to walk into the archive. Excuse me again, Jesus. And as you do, you see the same large, fascinating structure that you have before. And you see that the very large index has not changed at all. You see books floating around. You see massive piles of small shelves as you enter, along with the front desk that you're familiar with. And then you eventually see the very large, shadowy figure loom out of the front desk with the same mask, unmoving, unflinching as before, as the curator makes himself known to you once again. Welcome to the Manadine Archives, Master Rayleigh Keefe. What can I do for you today?
It's good to see you again, too.
I wish I could say the same about you.
Here to research about... He just goes on, seemingly used to hearing that, and just keeps going. Really? About curses. Especially those that may be related to those who practice the demonic magics.
What in particular are you trying to learn about the demonic curses, Master Keith?
If it's possible for a powerful practitioner of said demonic magics to curse another to have ill fortune or even their eventual ruin. Something strong enough to last over several years.
I see. Allow me to produce a book for your study purposes.
And you see him wave one of his very large hands as a book just suddenly flies into it, just whew, lands in it. And it says Demonology for Dummies.
I suppose I can start here. It has been quite a while since I've took that Demonology 101 course in my college years.
I would imagine so. You do not look like an aspiring scholar, if I may be so blunt, Master Keith.
He looks a bit ouched by that. I suppose it has been some time since I've been in such an academic institute.
Please do not feel ashamed at my whimsical juxtaposition, Master Keith. Everything I say is merely logic-based and not emotive in any context. There is no malice, but there is no joy either. Please, here is your book. Do enjoy your study.
He hands you the rather small Demonology for Dummies book.
He shuffles over to the nearest desk. Ears a little drooped. And he'll get reading.
All right, so first and foremost, you learn what demonology is, or more so, refresh yourself on what demonology is, as it is very much the study, or rather the practice of a cursed, unholy art of magic that comes from the hells. It is primarily used in the summoning of demons. I believe I have the lore here somewhere, if I look in the right place. There it is. Demonology, also known as devilry, is the study of devils and demons, and this magic is specifically used to call upon the overseer of the hells directly, be it for might or summoning servants from one of its 7 levels. In this particular case, the thing that you are looking for, which is the study of curses, is a little bit later on. As you do a skim through the first couple parts, it tells you about the practice and why it's forbidden, but the understanding is not, as it is better to understand what we fight against, blah, 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 excerpts about why demonic magic is bad. And as you go into the back, you do see that on curses, it says that there are a couple of different kinds that have been basically summarized. There are minor curses, there are lesser curses, and then there are greater curses, varying in degrees. They have been categorized this way for simplicity purposes, but due to the nature and chaotic nature of demons, that is not the natural chaos of Zeal, they have been said to number between the hundreds to thousands or even millions of different kinds of curses, as well as their impacts on the mortal form. In layman's terms, which is the whole point of this book, minor curses are very fickle and inconvenient. Similar to the creatures that enact them, they are usually done so by tricksters to cause a little bit of pain, a little bit of suffering, but nothing that can cause major harm. And in this case, it can be anything from being majorly inconvenienced at the worst possible moment in your life, all the way to losing your hand in the dumbest way possible. Is there any reaction to this, Rayleigh?
As he's reading it, and I like how they're like, oh yeah, and if you have a minor curse, you're just like inconvenienced, or like bad stuff seems to keep happening, and he's just like looking at it like, I don't think I angered anyone. Surely not. He's gonna keep reading.
All right, as you continue to the next section of curses, you are now on to lesser curses. These are a tier above minor curses, and these become much more deadly and cumbersome in life. This can be anything from a plague on your household, a curse on your bloodline, a deprecation to a small settlement, a unknown variable amount of various loss of limbs and fluids from the body, all the way to extreme misfortune, and essentially anything that is used to practically spite particular gods and their like blessings. So it gives an example of if somehow you were cursed and you're a paladin of Tirana, for instance, that everything that you do for the good of the world and what you consider justice is then thrown back in your face, typically like a monkey's paw kind of shtick in our layman terms world, is that it has a cost, so to speak. You try to save a damsel in distress, only to realize that wherever you put her, she is then proceeded to be jumped on by several other people, and then used and killed, and it's then brought to the Lord's attention by quote-unquote magical unknown means, which is then used to make misfortune on the knight that tried to save them to begin with.
Yeah, so he's reading about this. I feel like his eyes focus more as he's reading. This sounds similar to what might be causing the deaths in the Bright Willow family. And he'll kind of like pick up the pace as he's reading to see if there's anything about like how to break curses like this.
Typically, in the forms of minor curses, they have a time period. Lesser curses have a lifetime effect, usually ending when either the party is no longer present and that bloodline is diminished completely, or if the person who chanted the curse has either redacted it or has been completely destroyed.
And as he finishes reading that last part, I feel like he kind of like sits back in his chair a bit as he's thinking. Well, the first case isn't true. Lady Bright Willow still lives. But then that would mean that whoever did this, they're still alive somehow.
Do you continue to read?
Yes.
And finally, you now have that of the greater and grand curses, the ones that are usually uttered with complete foul intention, with complete bloodlust, or various things and reasonings. This is just the typical norm of these types of things. This can lead to the downfall and deprecation of a kingdom. It could be the deprecation of the economic value of a particular coin in a very rapid amount of time. It could be the complete destruction of a country or a city or much, much more. And it can be similar to lesser curses. However, typically it would require a ritual of some kind to undo, as well as a lot of mana knights and mana itself in order to undo, as it is proven that the gift from the gods is the complete opposite of that of the demons. So in order to undo a greater or grand curse, you would need to have a proper conduit, as these particular curses cannot easily be removed by destroying its source. You need to cleanse it from the land. And on top of that, grand curses can indeed be similar to that of lessers, as they can also be small from bloodlines and families or towns or people, depending on how powerful the curse is itself and the intention of the user. Henceforth, the excerpt of why it is usually done so in like true full hatred of someone.
As he's reading about the downfall of kingdoms and stuff, I feel like his eyes widen like, oh boy, hopefully that's not what we're dealing with. They did say that it could be a greater curse if it was uttered with malintention. Which from Murkon, it seems that this leader of the coven bared great ill will towards the Quicksilvers. And then I feel like he would see if this Demonology for Dummies book has anything about how to identify if a person is cursed. Or like what type of curse it is, like what level.
As you continue on, it goes on that trying to identify a curse for what it is very difficult, even on a minor level. Minor curses are easier to determine as they quickly fade over time, and once the person is no longer feeling a particular sort of ill will, that their curse has finally elapsed. And typically, that is what people consider to be pseudo-magic. They don't believe often that minor curses are real. It's just a stint of bad luck, as is destined by Ilia, the goddess of misfortune. It is often confused with her blessing instead. The other two, however, tend to be a bit more specific, as not only can they be uttered in phrase with true intention, but they can also be imbued within the blood of demons themselves, as certain weaponry used by these creatures has a potential to inflict a curse or disease that essentially emulates that of a lesser or greater curse, depending on the level of the demon. Were it an imp, for instance, most likely not, but if it's supposed to be a commander of a hellish army, as an example, as it gives, not going into detail, then potentially if you survive a hit, you could be cursed by that great general's weapon. Whatever that may be is determined by what that kind of demon is, or so it is presumed. And then you see an asterisk at the bottom of the page says, this is just theory.
And it appears they haven't been able prove this yet.
No, I'm afraid not.
As you hear the sudden voice of the curator from behind you.
Have you been standing there long?
You are the only person in the archives in this particular section, Master Keith. I have nothing else better to do, and the books I have organize themselves.
Of course. Then I ask you to ignore the little bit about whether I maybe. I don't imagine that I have a minor curse.
You do not, Master Keith. You are just misfortunate in many of your endeavors.
Of course, it would have been foolish to think otherwise. Do you have anything? There's a matter that I wish to dig into further related to this. Do you have any books related to the founding of Bright Willow Haven and the establishment of House Bright Willow as nobility here?
Unfortunately, that would be in the possession of Lilith Bright Willow. She has not deposited it in the archives for sake of privacy. I'm sure even you can understand that.
Of course. It would be difficult to imagine she would want just anyone to be able to access such records.
Were there any questions you had that I could possibly answer? I am, in fact, a repository of knowledge.
If a lich of great power were to be sealed rather than destroyed, then is it possible that any curses they may have bestowed would remain in effect?
Dependent on the curse that is given and uttered, it is entirely possible that if the lich is not truly destroyed, that the curse might still be prevalent to this day.
I see. Then I fear we agree on that.
It is not an agreement, really, Keith. It is a mere fact.
And if a lich were sealed, are there any cases in history where they have been able to break containment? Possibly due to circumstances in the area.
Depending on the magical aptitude of the lich before the necromantic awakening would determine if they are able to have enough power in order to break free of their restraints or confines. If you are referring to the one that is sealed above in the crystal in Bright Willow Haven, I can assure you, were he powerful enough, he would have broken free by now. That is not to say, however, that he is not, for the sake of humor, unalive.
His shoulders relax a bit. I see. Then you're saying that it is unlikely for them to be able to escape.
On their own, yes. That is not to say that someone bold enough could be the reason for his rapid escape.
And if there were such an individual, would it require some sort of ritual or other form of magic to assist them in this case?
If you are concerned about the crystal above, I can assure you that the individual would need to possess some form of raw arcane power in order to release the lich. Mannanite is quite durable, yet also quite fragile at the same time.
Make a knowledge check for me, Raylig, and I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Yo? Oh, I thought that was 2 6s.
Same.
Yeah, so you can recall, based on your knowledge at the Bardic Institute with your Demonology Class 101, that you were also taught about the opposing force of the demons, which is that of the gods, the divine magic. And you know that arcane is the source of magic that was made by Manati, the god of magic. And Mannanite, which is the crystal that grows naturally in the ground all across Shebdalan, is essentially rumored to be droplets of his blood that he purposely gave. And they presume that to be the case because it is a renewable resource and is highly sought after amongst the mines. This particular resource is known to be extremely invulnerable to mundane means. However, it is extremely fragile when any faint use of magic is cast upon it. It is considered to be very useful in warfare that is not particularly used by mages, hence why it's often used as an ingredient or an enchanting material.
I see.
I will also add, because it is a higher roll, and you basically did like a full success, that there are different versions of Mannanite. The most common one is red. High, obviously because the apt name, Blood of Manati.
Okay. And have we noticed any of this material in like our time in this town, or like the 2 seconds we were in the crypt?
In the crypt, no. In the town, you saw a couple of weapons that had Mannanite attached to them, imbued into the hilts. You can only presume that those are magical weapons. You also saw several that were on the shelves in the adventuring guilds, the adventuring league's vaults, as well as the different colored variants. You know that the durability is determined based on the color, but I will say that due to lacking knowledge and not knowing, you wouldn't recall exactly which one is which. You do know, however, that red is the most common, making it the weakest. And you also know that that is the same color that is the crystal in the top of the town has.
Neat. Love that. Love. Love that. Uh, so if the Lich were to escape, then it would need to somehow break the crystal, or someone on the outside would have to break the crystal.
Indeed, Master Raylig. Were you able to witness the crystal firsthand, the support structures that surround it?
We have walked past it many times, but I'm afraid we haven't examined it too far.
Think back to your time looking into the crystal, looking at it. Did you notice anything odd, anything peculiar about it?
Did he notice anything odd or peculiar about it?
Yeah, make a knowledge check.
No.
Knowledge.
No.
Ooh, love that.
You remember the crystal? It looked like it was floating, maybe, perhaps, by itself. You're not sure. You didn't look at it too often.
He's like squinting as he's thinking further. I'm afraid that my memory is not as strong as it was when I was younger.
I will let you know that there are 3 particular prongs of a particular kind of metal that makes it a little bit more sturdy, acting as a sort of ward for this particular monument. These are protectively in place to make sure that a spell that goes haywire is deflected, usually. Not many are very keen on practicing magic within the town square, but this is a very rare occurrence indeed. Suffice to say, do not expect a mage to be keen on releasing something most foul upon this place.
No, I would imagine not. Not unless they didn't know any better, or they weren't familiar with the history of the town, perhaps.
Perhaps not.
I feel like that's all that we can get here. We learned about the Bright Willows.
Hey, look, we're back online on Twitch.
No way. That's wild.
For
The
how long?
ride
though?
never ends. The ride never ends.
So yeah, it's not a me thing. Twitch is fucking up. And YouTube, I guess, for just live streaming. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, we're back on, so if you want to tune back in. Hello. We've been offline, but we've still been role-playing, doing the session. Raylig found some stuff out, and you guys will find out. If you watch on YouTube, go subscribe. Anyway.
Better go subscribe.
Better.
I'll find
Anyway.
you.
Or else.
This is a threat.
This is a polite
You
threat.
know who you are.
Go around.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Anyway, so, will that be all you're going to do in the archives with what you were trying to find, Raylig?
I think so. Like, the only other thing I was thinking was he might try to find stuff on the Quicksilvers, but I mean, honestly, I think he's, especially after learning a bit about what could be affecting the Bright Willow family, I think he's more eager to follow that thread and, like, meet up back with Mercon.
Mm-hmm. And Mercon did inform you that he was going to talk to Sebastian, so you will arrive there earlier, but I would say probably 20 minutes into Mercon's discussion with him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Will that conclude your visit, Master Keith?
I believe so. You've been much help. Thank you for that.
You're most welcome. If your thanks could be appreciated. Thank you for visiting the Manadine Archives sector of Bright Willow Haven. Have a wonderful day.
He, like, pauses. What?
I know that the chances of this happening are very slim, but if any, I know that one of my sons has access to this archive too. If you perchance run into him, could you please tell him that I love him and miss him, and hope that things are all well for him.
There are a couple of last names of Keith within the archives registry. Would you be so kind as to elaborate on his first name?
Gosh. Okay. I gotta pull up Google Docs real quick. What are his son's names?
Amazing.
The second one.
Gaelig.
Yeah. Gaelig? Baelig? I think his point was slapping before that happened. Shaylik? Oh no.
Points and laughs. This bitch don't even know her backstory.
The one that's a clerk.
Yes.
What the fucking ass name is?
You wrote it.
I don't know what I was on. Joas?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The one that kept that repugnant name based on the lineage of Keith, and you just hear static on the other end. It would appear that last name has been redacted. Very unfortunate. Regardless, I will do my utmost best at... words. I will do my utmost best at giving this information to Joas Keith next time he visits the Manadine Archives. Will that be all, Master Raylig?
I feel like he would have said this like right before he was stepping through the portal, and he kind of like stops at like the redacted part, and he's like, wait, what was? But he's like already going through the portal because like he would have been walking. That would be all. Did I hear the? And then it just cuts off as he goes through the portal.
You just hear a thank you for visiting the, and it cuts off completely as the door's shut. And the door's shut.
It's his nose.
On the other side of the door, just, I never get a break from these simpletons. Alas, it is my duty and my burden. He just disappears back into the desk.
I fucking love the curator, bro.
I thought about what if Snape actually wasn't mean? He was just kind of nonchalant, didn't care.
Just absolutely mute, except for disgust over the most fuck-ass
Snape
name.
if he wasn't an incel.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you step through the doors, you would see that Flan is waiting for you on the other side. It's like, sorry I had to kind of cut your trip short. They're asking me at the front desk, so that's why I had to close it as soon as you came through.
He just has like the most like confused, bewildered look on his face. It's like, redacted. A flan.
What redacted?
Nothing. You were saying something about being needed out front.
Yeah, that's why the door kind of turned into a portal, and why you had to step through that instead. Kind of need to close this off and make sure that you're not down here by yourself when I'm needed. So yeah.
Of course. Did you see Murkon before you came down here? Is he still with Sebastian? Do you know?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, I haven't seen him come down yet, so who knows? Maybe they're actually being friendly and having a drink with one another. Could be anybody's game. Anyway, let's get you out of here. I gotta close this up before I continue my duties.
He just gives a face of like, highly doubt that, and he picks up the pace as he heads towards Sebastian's.
Okay. So, as you lead back up, he closes and locks everything up completely downstairs. We head up to the northern part, or rather the upper part of the Grand Guild Hall, as Murkon, in the same instance, same time frame, you are having a lovely conversation with Sebastian. Knock on the door, and you can see that he opens it. Oh, Murkon. What did you need?
Sebastian? Murkon he had straightened himself up and, is doing his very best to be as more neutral in an attempt to make sure he's going to be as polite as possible. Sebastian, do you have time to talk?
For you, my friend, any time is good time. Come on, sit down. And he'll motion you in with a smile.
Murkon does a little nod with the actual kind of small smile growing his face, and he'll make his way in. You been here most of the day then, looks like? Kind of like scans the room a little bit.
You would see that it looks relatively the same the last time you entered, aside from like a couple of scrolls on his desk and a half-empty glass, or half-full, depending on your perspective, glass of what seems to be whiskey or scotch. It's a dark liquid. And he sits down, proceeds to put his feet up on the desk, and he just shrugs. Not really. I tried to keep myself useful about the town and whatnot. Tends to be the case. But, no, I had a bit of lunch, had a bit of a talk with Rose Dove. Heard that you and your gang cleared some skeletons from the forest. Good on that. Appreciate the work and ethic and whatnot. Also was told and informed that you'll be leaving sometime soon, so that's a bit sad to see you go. But that aside, I know you don't really care about my input about that. What do you need, mate?
Guess you've gotten good read of us so far. Okay, I know I don't seem like the type of person to ask about personal stuff and things that people have done, but...
Well, first off, before you get in the course, no, I'm not single and I'm not interested. He smiles at you.
Can't imagine why. Okay. Look, I am doing an investigation before you leave, and... Look, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm just going to say it out loud. It's led back to a situation you and Rose Dove seem to have personal hands in, and it is regarding the Coven of Witches you two fought.
He frowns a bit as he takes his feet off the desk and leans forward. I was hoping I didn't have to talk about that again, but considering that you're doing a bit of an investigation, I don't see why not. Did Flawn take you to the archives yet to look at the personal account he wrote?
Murkon taps his finger on like the chair as he thinks about it. Well, if it wasn't for the access given by Rose Dove, we wouldn't have had any idea about it, but I'll tell you what I know, but it's not a lot, all things considered.
I'd imagine no. This is a small things. Voodoo, I can hear your myself through your headset.
Crying, sobbing, croating. Let me try this real quick.
It's not like major, it's just very small. Ah!
Oh.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
God.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Nope, that's fucking... there we go. That should be fine.
Yes.
It will do for now.
Yes.
Anyways. Back to it. Yeah, Murkon. Look, I saw your personal account. I saw what information you have about the Coven. I know the names. I know what they did. I know what led it to it. But
Aye.
I only got details sparing on what happened in the war. And I'll tell you the truth. It's becoming more important for us to figure that out. Because, as you can imagine, that Fani witch, I need to know more about her, specifically, and what you remember.
Well, there's a couple of times I had a couple of encounters with her, unfortunately. Didn't recall everything because it wasn't the greatest time. But what in particular are you trying to find out that I didn't write about?
Wait,
There's a lot I could talk about.
You encountered her before the fight before the war, before everything took place. You talked with her before?
Not directly, no. There was a little bit of a job that I had doing, and I met one of her little coven when I was doing a bit of mercenary work outside the Quicksilvers before I came the Hallmaster here. They gave me a little bit of a know-how and what to do when involving demons and whatnot, and I gave them a bit of gold for it. All I know is that they told me that their coven master, or their coven mistress, or whatever the fuck they call themselves, the hags, was Vonnie. And I do know that she was a hemomancer. But I was assured that it was mostly just to heal wounds and the like. Said it wasn't anything major like trying to control people. Didn't have that kind of power. Later did I know the misfortune of being lied to by a hag. That's something I don't really like talking about.
Can't imagine why you would be ashamed of trusting creatures that are going to be the most trustworthy, obviously, but look, besides that, what else did they tell you about them? Anything personal, anything, why they were in where they were,
No.
what they were going to do?
As far as I'm aware, they were just a resource for me, Mercon. They weren't malicious by any means. They were just trying to live their life. And that's why I regret telling people about this. Why I didn't like writing about it to begin with. It was a mistake made by the Charter. One that I scolded Rosedove for because they were living their life. They just wanted a servant. Albeit
That's
a
why you two
fucking
fight
demon.
a lot.
We try not to. Anytime it's brought up, I can't help myself. I feel guilty about it. I'm sure you would too if you accidentally killed an innocent girl. And you see a look of disdain on his face, a look of guilt. 5 innocent girls. Didn't want to live on the fucking edge of society. Didn't want to deal with the rules that are beholden to us by the lords of these lands, the Marquis, the Archduke. I can't blame them sometimes. A bit ridiculous. They lived free. More free than you and I ever could.
Played with demons. They played with the gates of hell.
Aye.
I mean, if freedom is what that looks like, then why wouldn't the people be scared of that?
Aye, they did. I will admit that that's what got me a bit miffed about it to begin with. On the one hand, they're playing with a power that most of them don't understand aside from Vonnie, but I was assured multiple times by them that they had it under control. That was until it started killing some livestock. A rogue demon that led to the youngest of them getting butchered by the fucking Charter. How do you expect them to react by that?
Not a wish, so I don't know how to react to that myself, but...
No, Mercon, it's not about witches or the town or blood for blood. It's about family. If you lost your brother to someone like that, someone that was trying to do the right thing, to do a job, and your brother, Leonin, was caught in the crossfire, considered to be the cause of that mischief, that downfall or whatever it is, what would you do?
Mercon has a much harder expression on his face. His expression just more stoic, as if his eyes are... like the focus of his eyes are somewhere that he is no longer staring at before he sits up in his seat and leans forward and goes straight to just completely dodging the question. Tell me about that night when Jesserine got kidnapped. I want your words, your memories.
He pauses and stares at you for a moment and sighs. We were told that another person got kidnapped, and we were told that a lot of the people were starting to worry that it was becoming more than just mere disappearances into the woods. It was Jezerine's kidnapping that kind of started the whole conflict to begin with. Everyone says it's a war. Didn't last nothing but 3 days. And he takes a large sip of the alcohol in front of him.
Killed a lot of mages.
Say it again, sorry?
They killed a lot of mages. It's about as close to a war as you can get in this place.
Aye, I suppose. Killed a lot of mages, a lot of fighters. But they were pretty powerful, especially with Vonnie at their beck and call. The one that excuse me, kidnapped Jezreen. She was a bit older than the first. Lot more knowledgeable. And she didn't expect us.
Eloise.
Aye. Eloise. Sweet girl she was. Shame what she became, just to aid her beloved sister in battle. You can hear just a hint of pain in his voice.
Can Murkon kind of pick a little further, just kind of learn more about why it feels like he's so like sensitive when talking about specifically Eloise?
How are you trying to do so?
Just like general, like kind of like investigative deduction, nothing like crazy. Just kind of like see if he can read in between the lines for that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make me I guess in this case, an instinct check for me, Murkon.
Okay. I'm not too invested in it, so I'm not going to do any like hope or experiences for that or anything.
Sure, that's fine.
It's just a little curious.
You can see his jaw tightening. You can see that his eyes water a bit, as pale as they are. You can see that as he's like mentioning Eloise, that there is a distasteful look in his mouth. You have looked at yourself in the mirror when you've had this exact reaction before. This is someone that used to be in love with someone.
You didn't want to kill her. You really
No.
didn't want to kill the person you loved.
He pauses as he looks over at you, and you can see a glare.
Listen, I'm not judging you on that. If that's what you're thinking, then it's what it is. I'm not excusing what they did, but I'm not going to... Look. I know it's not fun in the slightest to fall for something or love something that can turn this way. And listen, I'm sorry you lost her. I'm sorry everything went. And you know, if you asked me weeks ago what I thought about witches, I would have ranked them right a long way with everything monstrous that I would have hunted, but I read those passages. You felt something for them. I didn't know whose voice was talking about what happened with the demon and what happened with them, but how peaceful they lived. That's not a crime. So, but listen, there's more to this. And I don't know what, but if we don't figure this out, Sebastian, I don't know if you're going to want whatever happens next. Because that's just going to be more of a bad, I mean really bad, mark on Eloise's name. You don't want to do any more of that. I need to figure this out.
He raises a brow. I understand you're trying to investigate the curse that's on Lady Brightwillow's name, but that doesn't have to do with the demonic coven. What are you talking about, Murkon?
Murkon kind of clenches his jaw for a second as he thinks about how he's going to navigate this.
I imbibed this little bit of logic because I heard that you were trying to find a connection, but my affair with one of these witches has nothing to do with what that lich put on the Brightwillow name ages ago. So tell me, what is it that interests you so much in the damned coven?
That might not be the only curse that we're dealing with.
Well, go on. I'm all ears.
Look, I need to know first what happened between you when you fought Fani, when the Quicksilvers and everyone took her down, because she did something. And I don't know what it is, but she did not just go down in a fight. And look, I know it sounds crazy, but from what I read, does not look like she just did hemomancy.
Aye. I do know she was a necromancer too. I was the one that wrote the damn thing. That was when we discovered that later on. That's why I added it to begin with. We fought undead, along with demons. But I'm not going to answer any more of your questions until you tell me why you think there's another curse on the town. If I have to know about this, I need to know when I'm going to be fighting against Murkon. I may be getting paid, but I'll live here. This is my fucking town, and I'm going to defend it. And you would see a very fiery look in his eyes that this is you have to tell him something or he is not budging, hence the fear that I used.
Uh-huh.
Like, he definitely means what he says, but he's not going to help you unless you give him something actually, like, chewable. And it would be at that time that Raylig would make his way up the stairs. And you would hear the of his hooves as the door is still open. Or no, it's not. It's cracked. And Raylig, you would hear that bit come from Sebastian.
We're stuck.
They hear the hooves. And then normally you would think the door would open. But then it just stops.
Murkon, you do hear the door creak a little bit.
Murkon, Murkon, for the first time in a very long time, looked like he was backed into a corner. The lean in his seating position had fallen back, and he looked truly stumped on whether he was able to say anything or not. But as he heard the door kind of like slightly creak and then suddenly stop, and the hooves, his eyes just like closed. He was just kind of like, and just waited.
The friendly demeanor reappears again as he hears the and he looks over. Hey, come on in. Who is it?
The door slowly creaks open.
Ah.
I went to check on how your conversation was going.
Oh, so you planned this out. Very clever, very clever. Come, Raylig, take a seat. I was just having a nice little chat with Murkon about a couple of things.
He looks towards Murkon.
For the first time, Murkon is looking to Raylig as if he is actually lost. He looks like the kind of like defendant in a court case who thinks he is about to lose all chances at a plea deal and is going to be put away for a very long time. That is the kind of look that is very quietly on his face when Raylig looks to him.
Saying that, his fatherly side kicks in, and his head whips towards Sebastian with an angrier expression than he's ever seen him with. What exactly were you talking about?
He raises a brow, seeing the sudden anger, not used to seeing it from Rayleigh. Not that he's seen much of it to begin with. And he raises up his hands in kind of surrender motion. Before you get your hooves too hot, Rayleigh, I was just discussing with him what I'd assume you're researching, which is the matter of curses and whatnot. Curses on the town, for instance.
That is correct. That's been the matter of our investigation for a while now.
Aye, I've been made quite aware of your exploits in trying to rid Lilith of her little curse on the Bright Willow family, and I hope that whatever you found within the archives that Rose Dove gave you authorization for has been quite useful in your search. But I was recently made aware that you were digging more into the demonic coven instead, which is a completely different thing. So, why don't you tell me what you're trying to do, hmm? And he returns the glare, and it's a lot more intense than you would have anticipated, especially because this man's eyes are very milky pale, but you can see his pupils.
His eyes go back towards Merkan, and he feels the connection of the telepathy. Whoop.
Merkan immediately takes the opportunity to speak through it. If we tell him now, if we were to tell him everything, this is going to probably lead back to Anissa. And we're not going to get a chance to get into the archives or the crypts to learn anything else. And this might set off the brigade faster. It's too soon. At this point, we don't have a choice to stop him. But if we try to get this guy involved now, things could get out of control really fast. Because he's not going to have any idea who his allies are and who's going to be working for him. We can't lead him into a trap like that. Can't get him involved yet.
So when we were in the crypts and we saw the 3 leaders of the brigade, so Anissa clearly has a weapon. I mean, also wields some sort of magic because we've been told she's a paladin. Velgrift, or holy crap, what's the other dude's name?
Yilton.
Yilton. Did they seem like magey types?
You did not see weapons visible on Yilton or Velgrift. You did see Velgrift was wearing light armor, and that Yilton looked to be wearing a little bit of armor, though it was hard to tell because of his large cloak. All you saw was the gas mask.
And I feel like Rayleigh would respond back to Merkan. What you said earlier about the possibility of the Lich breaking out. It seems that there's a non-zero chance that it may happen. If a strong enough mage were to be able to strike the crystal, then the defense it has may not be enough to stop the crystal from shattering.
And what would be a better time to do it than when in the middle of a giant siege in the middle of a city where a lot of people are going to get killed? A lot of death.
That's exactly what I fear. I do not believe that the brigade is aware of the Lich and the history of the town.
As you two continue to linger in your conversation, you hear just the gentle tapping of a finger on a desk as Sebastian is looking between the two of you. You know I'm not dumb, right?
Sebastian. I know that you have not known us long, and I
Hmm.
hope that you see through our actions that everything that we have done is with the well-being of the town in mind.
Well, you're clearly trying to keep something between yourselves because I notice a telepathic stare when I see one. I have not been around the block for a long time for nothing, lads.
And I hope that you can understand that there's a good reason for that. This thing that we are uncovering, it runs deep into the town and we're not sure who we can trust yet. If word of this were to get out, then I fear that very bad things, perhaps even the destruction of the town as a whole, could result.
You see Sebastian's eyes widen when you say destruction of the town, and at that time, Leon and Akuji walk in.
Haha! Fantastic.
And I hope that when the time comes, we can rely on you to help defend your home.
And Leonin and Akuji, you hear destruction of the town as you come up the stairs from Rayleigh, and then what he just said. Sebastian looks to you, then back to Rayleigh and Murkon, sighs, and then motions you two in. Alright, come on in.
You two? Oh, guess we all have the same idea. Looks back to Akuji.
Apparently.
Well, apparently there seems to be some great prophecy that's now just getting unraveled because you two did you four dig something up, and I need to know about it. So come on, let's get this over with.
Akuji will walk in, and
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
she will go in, and would she be able to easily sense that he's a bit more on the agitated side?
Make a instinct check.
Instinct. Yippee. Okay.
Yippee.
Yippee.
You would say agitated, or you would see agitation, a little bit of like latent grief, and a bit of surprise from his tone. It's just like, all right, this is bad. Let's try to solve this as quickly as possible. As he like
She'll
motions
kinda
you two
go-
with two fingers.
She'll walk in, and she'll go to her right, or in his case, his left. Kind of stand off to the side to try and be as less like intimidating, I guess. Not that he would be intimidated as possible.
You are the biggest thing in the room, unfortunately.
That's what I mean. Like, she'll try and kind of like try and not make herself as like big, quote unquote.
And Leo?
And
Yeah,
on
he's gonna walk in a little pensively, just like, what do we do?
You would then feel a small gust of wind as the door behind you shuts completely and locks, and that is where we're going to take a quick break.
I gotta get food anyway.
Oh, I can get ice cream.
Yep. So we'll be back in roughly 5 or 10 minutes. Welcome back, Fractured Shadows. Shit's getting real again as the door closes with the wind from Sebastian's palm emitting out and closing it. Locks, and he looks at the four of you. Alright, so who wants to be the one that tells me why the fuck there's gonna be a potential destruction of Bright Willow Haven while I'm here? He's looking at Rayleigh as he says this.
Yeah, as the door shuts and locks, he kind of like glances back at Murkon.
Murkon looks to the door, a lot more apprehensive as he sees the others are in here, and Sebastian clearly no longer taking anything, taking any conversation further without getting what he wants. Mercon speaks up a little further. Like I already said, that curse you mentioned before with the Lich, that's not the only curse. That's why I'm trying to figure out what exactly was said between you and the Coven. Because if we don't figure that out, then we don't know what could be the danger.
He tilts his head at you. That's not answering my question, Mercon. That's what you want. Why is this so bloody important? What could be the cause of this destruction? Because I know it's just not a curse that's going to be the cause of it. There's a source, there's a reason. There's a manpower behind it. Is it a weathering storm? Is it a natural disaster? Is it a plague? Another demon attack? Is it an army? Is it a bunch of assassins? What the fuck is it? And as he says the F-bomb, he stands up and slams both of his hands on the desk.
Mercon, already exhausted, already having extended as much of the gratuity that he has to be as patient with as possible. He also stands up, chair shoving back as he doesn't mind it at all, and it's just right at the desk. We don't know. That is the problem. It could be any of those things. It could be anything that's happening right now. I don't know. There are so many other things happening. I could be the problem. I don't know. That's why we are asking you questions about these curses, because I don't know a damn thing about them. We are just learning about them because we just found out that they're relevant. And if we don't figure this out, I can't tell you where to look. Look, I've done a lot for this town. And I'm not saying that you've won any favors with me, but I know you give a damn about this place. So if you want to figure this out, you have to help us first. Because if we point you in the wrong way, and you are looking definitely in the wrong way right now, if this is how you're going to be acting with us, then I can tell you right now, no matter what you do, this is still going to happen. Whatever it is that's going to cause whatever issue, whatever is going to happen is still going to happen. Vani cursed people with death before she died. That is not something to take lightly with a witch. That is the important part. If you can just tell me what was said, if you can just point me to what happened at the last moment before she disappeared or died or whatever the hell happened to her, that is going to help me figure out the answer for you. But I need that before I can give you anything.
He looks to the other
You
three.
give a damn about this. You give a damn about this town. And all three of them, they have worked their asses off to do the same thing. We're not adventurers. We're not hunters. We're just people that were passing by. And now we want to do the right thing for you people. So the least you can do for us, even if it's the last thing you even care to do for us, is to answer that one question. What did she do? And that is Mercon doing his very best to, kind of put himself forward in this conversation to get kind of charm his way through it, I guess, in a way.
Quote unquote charm.
Quote unquote charm. Because he's seen Mercon try to hold his cool, but seeing how serious he is, he's not afraid to meet that same energy because it's just as serious to him as it is to him.
Mercon, he seems a little, I guess the term is annoyed at you meeting him with that same energy, not out of because he showed it, but because you're still not telling him anything. And he looks to the other three. Starting with Raylig, since he was the first one to actually enter after Murkon.
Yeah, I feel like Murkon hears in his head. He doesn't seem to be yielding. I don't think.
Whose fault is that? He says in his head.
I did what I could. He was quite on edge when I arrived.
Then you finish the conversation.
Raylig will sigh deeply, both mentally and in person. Fear what he says has much truth to it. We have to tread carefully, lest we accelerate any forces at play. I ask that you trust us. That we only wish what's good for this town, for Lady Lilith, for Beatrice. The last thing I want is for one of the last free places in Zion to see destruction. Please, I implore of you. Anything that you remember would help us greatly, and we would be in your debt. And he'll, like, get on his knees and kind of do, like, I'm begging you to here.
The kowtow.
Like, the fucking
Yeah.
anime, like, fucking beg pose.
Yeah, the kowtow.
Trying to persuade him to trust us and help us just in this moment. When it's all over, once we know more, then we'll tell you what we know, but I just ask for your trust in this specific moment.
Murkon and Raylig, go ahead and, if you so choose, give me a tag team related presence roll.
I'll pull up the tag team real quick.
Tag team is a mechanic, guys.
Yes.
It is a optional thing that you guys can choose in certain situations, where I believe both of you roll, and it's basically mega advantage.
Yeah, okay. Once per session per player, spend 3 hope. Both players roll. Does that 3 hope? Is that 3 hope from each of us, or is that like 3 hope in total? Like,
Let me
between the
double
two of
check.
us?
Rolls, reaction strength. Trying to scroll up here. Okay, it's on this one. Where the fuck is it? Does not want to tell me.
No.
Well, the 3 stress, regardless, I believe that comes from both of you. So
The
if
3
you
hope,
want,
okay.
yeah. So if you guys want to do it, you basically get Omega advantage.
I
Which
think-
means,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
in this case, I would be giving you advantage as well, so you'd add that additional +6.
Okay.
And or D6, sorry, and essentially whoever gets the higher roll.
All right. It looks, or choose which role to take. It looks like.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I spent my 3. I'll do that with the advantage.
And go ahead and do that as well, Raylig.
Can I spend 1 more hope with my Jester as he is attempting to use the emotions of the scene to kind of push it in a way where he can kind of cool.
I think that's a pretty emotional standpoint. And Raylig, is there anything that you would like to add to this?
Yes. Can I do this to
Press
add a
the
d4 to mine too?
You sure can. Yes, you can.
The pity
yeah.
boost.
The pity
we're
boost.
ready
That's the
to-
kowtow.
Yeah, the kowtow.
Because I
heart
will
of a
say that
poet.
trying to get past his exterior of not budging is going to be a higher DC.
I figured, yeah, this guy's not happy. All right, I'm about to roll.
Okay, and then it's 3 hope each.
Yes.
Okay.
So I spent mine, and then I'll spend another for the jester experience.
Yes, sir.
And we do have
Same.
advantage, as you said.
Correct. So you do get an additional D6.
Additional D6. Okay, I'm rolling.
Okay, it's a 30.
Damn.
Sheesh, bro. Okay. Roll. Let's see.
31.
31.
I think we should take the 31 with the hope. And it looks like we both get hope from that.
You
Yeah.
do, yes. So you do get an additional hope back. Because it was a hope. I didn't know you guys were gonna roll that fucking high, but that was actually the threshold I had in mind. Was 30.
No shot! No shot!
Oh my
Let's
God.
go!
So
The Rayleg Murgon tag team of the century. Let's go.
3.
So seeing Murkon, he sees you and he grits his teeth before he looks over at Raylig, and he just kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, stand up. Don't need all of that now. I know I don't like you that much, Murkon. You remind me of me. Fine, stubborn cunt. You want to know what was said? You want to know what this curse is about? You've done enough poking around to know that I'm part of the Silverbrooks, eh? Or not Silverbrooks, sorry. Quicksilvers, eh?
Very obviously.
Blink. Rayleg's just blinking in the background.
He's like, stand up, please, for the love of God. Don't kowtow to me.
ESO/kowtow.
Yeah. He looks between the four of you. The curse was put on the Quicksilvers. Not just by Vonnie, but every single one of the bloody fucking hags that were still alive. Including the one I loved. And he looks down, a bit defeated. I had to cut her head off, but it was too late. I read that in order to undo the curse of a hag, you have to cut their heads off. If it's not part of the body anymore, it doesn't have any connection. Wouldn't believe that the rest of them knew that now, would you? Every single fucking one of them. These kind girls, these fine women, filled with such hate and viscera, said so many undesirable things, so many angry things about people that just wanted to help them rid themselves of this disease that they had, this festering rot of wanting to use this foul magic to want to sacrifice women of their own size and ilk, to have them be possessed, to have them lure others in here, men, women, it don't matter, They wanted to build a bigger army than what they got. They wanted to take the town for themselves. Exact a blood price. You know why I asked you earlier, Mirkon, about what you would do if that one right there kicked the bucket? This wasn't about anything about curses. This was about vengeance. If you had a family member killed over something like that, regardless, I have no doubt in my mind that you would burn everything to the ground, just like they planned to. Didn't have a choice. And after every single one of them died, I uttered a curse upon the Quicksilvers, upon Bright Willow. I don't remember exactly what it was, because I thought it was just typical things you'd expect from someone like them, a witch, a hag. Something that you wouldn't think would actually have any magical means. And now you're telling me that these words that haunted me for these last 5 years, after every death that I've had to put on my hands for these women, has some actual impact on that the town's gonna be fucking destroyed about. Probably by the time you leave.
Rayleg's just now getting up to his feet from being on his knees this whole time. I'm not actually planning to leave. What you said is unfortunately true. Words, especially those of ones who wield great magical power, hold power in and of itself. And if what you described is true, if you truly destroyed all of the Coven, then the only possibility left is that whatever curse was born from their words of hatred is of the greater nature. And such a curse requires a grand and expensive ritual to cleanse.
But the job ain't done. Whatever that curse you think you were getting rid of by cutting the heads off by that murder. He looks over to Sebastian. It's not over. It was lingering. You know what I would have done if anything would have happened to my brother? You asked me that. And the reason I didn't answer is because the only thing I could think of is how fast I made the word vengeance in my head twist to the words of justice. Eloise wasn't just looking for vengeance. She thought she was getting justice by dropping that curse on someone on the people whom she thought would have a chance of possibly understanding them.
And the one that betrayed her. He frowns.
The one who had no choice. A choice she wouldn't give.
Aye. That's what you told me. Right before I put my dagger in the ribs.
Sebastian. If you can think of anyone else that you think you have wronged, you and the Quicksilvers, people who would take the word vengeance and twist it into justice, those are the people you need to watch out for. It's the curse they're going to bring you. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to figure this out. We're not going to let this keep going on. But right now, you and the other Quicksilvers are in danger. And you need to figure out how to get yourself safe. We're bringing word to them now.
You need to tell me who we're in danger of. I've given you my end of the bargain, and you've still given me nothing.
Mergon looks back to the group, getting the read, mainly to see if maybe this is the time to finally bring up what was said.
Yo.
And Mercon will speak in Rayleigh's head. What time was it when you entered the room? Do you remember? How dark was it outside?
The sun was still out, if I recall. Later afternoon? I'm just guessing.
Correct, it was about more mid-afternoon.
Wasn't quite setting. Perhaps about tea time.
Mercon once again looks towards the rest of the others to see, because he looks contemplative, as if he's going to make a decision, but he's not going to do it before he gets an idea what the others are going to think of.
He hears in his head, if we're going to the Quicksilvers, then we very well, we very well may already be breaking our treaties with them.
And if we let them continue, then it's not going to be just the Quicksilvers they're going to hurt. They're not in control like they think they are. This curse is going to take it over. I don't
They
think
even
we have the
hurt
time.
themselves. That's what I fear. They only want what's good, but I don't think they know the dangers of it.
DM, one
Yes.
quick question. Lore question specifically that Mercon think of.
Sure. What's up?
This is a setting that is ruled pretty surely through the politics and the ways of magic in this world. How dark are we thinking Mercon would think back to in terms of like how cruel and tragic things can get in this world? He has his own backstory, but just like how often with something as tragic as a town getting burned down by a group of well-meaning but extremely misguided essentially enemy groups or things of that nature would lead to something out of control and to the destruction of more than just what they believe it to be.
So, Mercon, why don't you roll a knowledge check? Smiles.
Fantastic. I'm going to spend a hope through my Rose Wild armor
Sure.
to I'll just do the slot here, because that's what it costs. And do that so that he can have a good chance at possibly figuring out this. He's not a smart.
Okay. The knowledge check didn't need to be super duper high. But so much like the real world, when things tend to get out of control, when there isn't staunch leadership, especially in warfare, bad things can happen. And with a unruly band of mercenaries that are being held together very sticky glue-like by 3 people in particular. You have the very clear idea that if something were to happen that would get out of control, while I myself would not go into detail if you were to witness these things, I would definitely tell you it would be happening. Ever heard of the anime called Berserk?
Okay, Murkon looks to the rest of the group and has a more resolute look and just...
Yes,
I fucking love this game.
The only really dark fantasy in the world.
I love for you. It's like a truck over Berserk.
I would say that it is in this world, because you rolled a decent knowledge check, it would be a mixture of Berserk and I think it's called Logest War, Records of help me out
Lotus
here.
War?
Thank you.
It's Lodos War.
Lodos. Thank you. I know it was an L. It'd be a mixture of Berserk and Lodos War. Records of Lodos War.
You can tell from Murkon's face, he's just gonna tell him. Yeah, Murkon's just gonna turn back.
Like Fire Emblem.
I will actually kill you. I would rather kill myself than do Fire Emblem. Sorry.
Honestly, fair. I'd be the same.
Then, Sebastian, what do you know of someone named Felgrift?
He blinks a couple times. Felgrift. Where did you hear that name?
Murkon leans closer. I heard it from
of
him.
Nick awkwardly.
Smacks you upside the head. Shush. Continue.
I heard it from him as he stood with 2 commanders, people of your own ilk, and the very people that we were tasked to get rid of in Beatrice's tavern. They're coming for you and the Quicksilvers. And we know by the end of tonight that they're going to do something drastic to come after you all. And if this curse is not just against you, but against the whole of Bright Willow, that control that he thinks that he has against these people, it's gonna mean nothing against the twisted justice that these witches had against everyone. You know how powerful they are, so tell me, do you think the curse is gonna be the end of Bright Willow?
You're telling me that you spoke to Velgrift himself, along with... What did these commanders look like, Murkon?
Murkon looks to the group one more time before trying to see if he's good to keep going.
You see Sebastian look back to the 3 of you. Any reaction?
Akushi will just give like a firm nod to Murkon, as silently saying, just tell him everything at this point.
Yeah, Leonin looks super... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go on.
Boy looks really fucking gobsmacked by all this information just kind of piling on him, but he gives like a small, just like Do it, man. Kind of nod.
Yeah, Rayleigh gives a supportive nod.
Murkan looks back to Sebastian. Anissa Cold Light. And the man that's with her. I don't remember his name. I also don't have his image on the NPC's channel to look at.
You get fucked, Lamal. Points at loser, Lamal.
Yilton. Master Yilton. Is what Murkan hears in his head.
Actually, give me a second. I'll
Master
post this
Yilton.
image. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
All of them. Sweet.
Thank you.
Yilton. All of them. Those three, they truly think that the Quicksilvers have to pay for what they've done to them. I don't know what the fight was specifically, but I do know in one way or another, these Quicksilvers have done something that made them feel wronged, and it cost the life of someone in their party. And now they want blood. They think Bright Willow is in the hands of murderers and backstabbing rank climbers. And they're going to take it out on you. And I don't know what their plan is, how they're going to do it. If we don't do anything by the end of tonight, if we don't figure out exactly how deep this goes, they're going to do something drastic. I don't know what, but tonight is the night.
The Lich escaping is another worry that we have as well.
He holds up a hand for you to give him a moment. So let me get this straight. Veilgrift, the Swift, Anissa Coldlight, and making me forget my own characters' names. Hello.
Yilton.
Yilton.
Yilton Samandi are alive.
Murkan frowns. Alive. They were here. In the hall.
They've been here for a long time, as far as we could tell. Anissa patrols the graveyard at night. Lady Brightwillow also knows this.
Hold on, I'm putting my fucking hand up. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, fuck!
No. I was told that those three that looked very similar to them aren't actually them. I thought I was seeing ghosts. I was
I will have you
told...
assassinated!
Fucking backstab sound effect.
He like has the most confused look on his face.
Murkhod looks back to the group.
Rayleigh has an expression of, can't blame him. I mean, I do feel like I see ghosts sometimes.
Murkhod just shrugs. What the?
I will have you
Sebastian.
assassinated.
Sorry, I had to center myself. I jumped out of my fucking seat. Okay, Murkon looks back to Sebastian. Ghosts? Did you just say ghosts?
It's a matter of speech, Murkon. I don't interface with every single person here, but someone told me that these lookalikes were in the guild hall. I looked at them, and I did not see anything that looked anything like them. I'm telling you right now.
Then what the hell did you see?
I saw a large woman with short hair and a guy with a mechanical arm. That's about it. They had... You gotta understand that these folks that I travelled with, aside from the fact that I didn't interact with them all that much, they look completely different from what you described and what they described. Kept saying, there's this and this. It's like, that's a weird coincidence. I bloody talked to them myself. Don't even sound like him.
Mercon like sits up or like stands up straighter. I need a picture of Anissa, Yilton, and Velgriff.
I don't have one. I don't keep things like that. You want to go talk to the fucking council. They're the one that likes to keep memories like that. Besides, I was told they died via insert name here. Lalandros told me when he came back from excursion in Londor after his little stint away. He told me that they died tragically.
Now,
Some sort of job or some shite. I don't know. But you're telling me they're here and that's those the people that you spoke about. He looks really dumbfounded.
Mercon looks dumbfounded.
I think everyone looks dumbfounded.
Mercon looks back. We need to go to the council. Now.
I've got some fucking questions too, eh?
Lilith knew that Anissa is still very much alive. Wouldn't she also have known that she would have died? Like, maybe she's more involved in this than we think. Because if you were told that they were dead, and she is over here knowing that Anissa's alive and well, something there doesn't add up. And then Landros is mentioned once again. He's more involved than we think as well.
Mercon looks back to Rayleigh. There's got to be some sort of magic in this. There's got to be some sort of illusion, deception. Something's got to be going on. You got to know something about this. Got to answer at least one part of this.
Rayleigh, as the guy that's been paying attention to a lot of the nitty-gritty details, considering you are the character that has the one that takes a lot of fucking notes about everything. You remember one specific time, not too terribly long ago, when you were investigating the bear and the mention of scouts saying possibly incorrect things?
Yeah.
You remember also that the Shadowbark Brigade said that there were adventurers in the guild hall, the Grand Guild Hall part of the Adventurers League, that were in the brigade and working with them? That they openly admitted that to you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, the scouts just gave bad info about... So I guess, are you saying that, like, those scouts probably gave Sebastian bad info about, like, oh no, they're not the same person, or something like that?
And did you try to clock to see if any of those people were mages? Roll a knowledge check.
People... Okay. I.
Oh my god.
Man, you're scratching your brain really fucking hard. It seems really weird. Magic does come to mind immediately to you, Rayleigh, considering what Sebastian is saying. It would be obvious, but it couldn't be that obvious, right? Maybe? It's hard to tell, considering that he seems flabbergasted, Mercon seems flabbergasted, and it's kind of throwing you off a little bit. Every single person within the Shadowbark Brigade's halls, the little crypt that you were in their little hideout, seemed to be a typical mercenary type. Heavy armor, medium armor, wielding some sort of bow, sword, or dagger, looking like that they were your typical brigand or typical adventurer, like fighters, barbarian, paladin types. You didn't see anyone that struck you as a mage. Maybe. You know that Anissa's a paladin. You know that Velgrift keeps his face hidden. You don't know anything about Yilton.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm giving you because you failed the roll.
It's possible that magic could be involved. There are illusion magics. I can't say that I was paying attention to who was a mage or not, unfortunately.
Murkon looks over to Akuji.
Hi.
What about you? You were stuck with a crazy wizard, right? You probably heard something about something like this.
Her ears will kind of twitch a little bit as she doesn't like thinking about it, but she does right now to think and figure out what magics could be at play here. Yeah,
Roll a knowledge check, Akuji.
Knowledge, Cap.
Knowledge.
It's a new Lamborghini
let's
here.
go.
Roll a Lamborghini check.
Let's go! Crit.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. So, Akuji, when you were in that room where it happened, if you will, the room where it happened, you could sense a very faint magical presence from Yilton. And you couldn't tell what it was. But you do know that he has some sort of attachment on his arm that seems different. You didn't get to see it, but you did sense that there was a bit of magic involved there. And aside from that, there were a couple people in that room, some of the initiates, some of the actual brigade members, that had latent magical potential, but none of them were mages. That's not to say you saw everyone that was in the brigade in that room. And even then, what struck you as odd is that with such a large force that Velgrift has said that they have had, you didn't see a lot of people in the room, or in the crypt for that matter, suggesting that there could possibly be more.
Be more what?
Brigade members.
Oh.
Perhaps even brigade members that are particularly keeping an eye on Sebastian so he does not get suspicious. As the hallmaster of the Adventurers League in this town.
Well, Yilton did seem to have a weird magical presence about him. I can't tell what type, but it definitely stood out.
Well,
And the more I think about it, in the crypt, there didn't seem to be a lot of people. It seems like a lot. Some of them are actually members of, by the way, just so you know. Quite a few of them, actually. I wouldn't put it past them to be keeping an eye on you to make sure you don't get suspicious.
His eyebrows raise and then he squints. What crypt? Which one?
The one that the cemetery is connected to. There is a connection to it from here in Bright Willow and the door that we found in the forest.
It's the one that Julius protects.
The one that,
That
yes,
damn-
I wouldn't be surprised if they most certainly do have some control over Julius as well.
And we're live.
Oh, fuck me. And he sits down, leans back in the chair, hands over his face. Oh, they're playing me like a bloody fiddle, they are. You're telling me all three of them are fucking alive? No bullshit.
Saw them with our own
So-
2 eyes. Well, 8 eyes.
They,
10.
they want
Sorry.
justice, revenge for the loss of one of their former compatriots. They blame it on the Quicksilvers.
Did they have another member that we don't know about? Another higher up?
They did. It was a tragic loss, and I mourned them. I really did. I can't speak for the other Silvers, but I tried to show my respects to her and their loss. She was the sister of Yulton and was going to be Velgriff's wife.
Wait,
So-
hold on. Wasn't this part of the vision that Akuji saw in the book?
Smiles.
Oh my god, wait.
Oh shit!
Okay. Wait, that was Akuji, correct? That wasn't Rayleigh. No, that was Akuji that saw it?
No, it was you.
Do
wasn't-
kindly
oh.
remind me which vision you're speaking of.
It was part of the one where the Lich was sealed away, wasn't it?
Oh no, that's not the Shadowbark Brigade. That's Lilith's stuff.
Yeah, I think that the whole Shadowbark and the
The
Quicksilver thing happened
Shadowbark
in
and the
completely
Quicksilvers are a
separate-
separate thing.
Yeah,
You're
this was
thinking
before Bright
of-
Willow.
Yes, you're thinking of Lord Bright Willow sealing away the Lich. Those are two separate
Oh, okay.
storylines.
Okay, so ignore that. Yeah, so, okay. Akuji will kind of perk a bit, and she... Fuck, what session was it where I had that vision?
That
The one where you
that was
guys went to the
wild.
library
Yeah.
all together.
What one was that, sorry?
I don't know off the top of my head, boss. I'm sorry.
So I want to make sure I don't fuck up this.
Session 9.
9?
Wait, no, session 8 and 9.
8
Yeah,
and
it was like a
okay,
yeah.
So it depends which one you're thinking of, which part you're thinking of.
Because in terms of like major names, all we kind of really know is like it was Lord Bright Willow that took care of the Lich. However, like the person leading up into the actual situation, like who caused this, we don't really know.
Correct.
Murkon. Oh, go ahead. Murkon has something, but I'll wait.
As he was going to continue, with Akuji approaching, he looks to Murkon to finish explaining. She was a nice young lass, wood elf. She was going to be a druid, and her name was Nori. It was Jotun's half-sister, if I recall correctly. Recent in when they came back together, that is, became close after finding each other back in Padelsa, as the story goes. And Vilgrift fell for her. You would think it'd be a happy ending, but during the job with the necromancers in Londor, when we took the victory to them, they were the Diverging. Didn't know after we actually killed the leader of this little cult of theirs that Nori died.
Who chose them to be the distraction? Was it you?
They did. That was what they were good at. We were the types that you lot are, your typical adventuring band. The ones that are high and mighty, go around gallivanting, all that type of shite. And they were the ones that got their nose dirty with the underground crew. They took on all sorts of jobs. I didn't judge them for it. That's what Velgrish was good at. None of them mind it. Well, none of them did mind it. And you're telling me that they blame us for Nori's death?
They probably believed that you would be the ones to get the mission done, that they'd be able to get out safe, but did anything go wrong on your end? Anything? A mistake? Some surprise attack? Anything?
He shakes his head. Memory's a bit foggy, but last I recall it was a astounding victory. They made a distraction to get rid of the main group that we were worried about in mass. We heard the proper explosion after there was some sort of blockage down in the sewers, and we were able to take out the leadership. It was a well-fought battle, but we took care of them lickety-split.
Isn't this the job? Was this the job that they retired after?
Yes.
So this is the one where one of them died and was brought back.
Did I fucking say that? I'm so lost in my own plot.
That's in my notes somewhere.
I think there was. I know they mentioned something bad happened and they had to retire after a mission.
Yeah, it was
That's
when
why
we
they
talked
came
to.
back.
Yeah, I went back and rewatched it. But it was when we talked to the Quicksilvers the first time, and then the mayor was like talking about our exploits and and then this stuff happened, and then we retired.
Oh
after.
yeah.
He was Gruda.
I remember now. Yes, Sebastian.
Shoot.
Sebastian. He's like kind of again flabbergasted by the information that's being put forth by him. I'm not really all that surprised that the group wanted to call it after that, after I told them about their deaths. Now the fucking plot's coming back to me. It's been 3 weeks. I'm sorry, guys.
It's been a while.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Chickens.
I think they kind of regret that, but I don't know if they actually went to see her grave or anything. We were close, but they didn't tell me every bloody thing. We ended up here, and Lalandros took a break. He stayed in Londor to find other work that was a bit more savvy to his skill set, and then he came back nearly 5 years later. He squints. You don't think that Lalandros has been feeding me bad information too, have you?
Never liked the bastard.
Because first, he comes back just after, conveniently after the demon cult was taken care of, and then now you're also saying that Lalandros told you that they were dead and they're not actually dead. I really wouldn't put it past at this point that he is also possibly part of them and feeding you bad information to keep you
preoccupied and not suspicious of their actions.
Why would he do that? It doesn't make any sense. Then he stands.
Does he have... Was he related to any... Was he also related somehow to the witches? The demon cult?
No.
Family that died?
Lalandros has been vehemently against anything that has been unholy, regardless of your background. You could be a humble farmer, you could be a lady in the woods, you could be a mere druid. The second you start casting any type of magic that is deemed unholy in our doctrines, you're basically a bloody heretic to the gods. He'll smite you down without a second thought.
Does he have any family that was killed by the cult as well that he might blame you guys for?
Landros, no. His family doesn't live in Londor. At least as I was told.
Someone who seems to know a lot about Lalandros, and he looks over to Rayleigh. You think he's the kind of person that would try to turn his back on the others for a profit, a gain, something selfish?
Rayleigh.
Mm-hmm.
From your time in Londor with Lalandros, which was, cough cough, roughly 5 years ago, you knew that he was in a lot of your hearings where he was defending the clients you were accusing. And when it came to a lot of the trials that you ended up being essentially kind of like the lawyer for, instead of more than just a mere clerk, he was cutthroat with you, specifically because of your ties to the Zaranova family. And you knew this because he would tell you constantly. That's why he has such a hatred towards you in particular.
As they were talking about Lalandros more, Rayleigh was kind of just like progressively shrinking into himself. So he's just like heckin' slouched in his chair now. From what I remember of our encounters in Londor, he seemed to be a straightforward person. He fought to protect those who caused problems to powerful people.
I see. That does sound like him. Quick of wit, quick of tongue. Kind of a prick, but he means well. Well, lads, I think it's time that you lot take a visit to the town hall and talk with Lalandros. If what you say is true about the fucking Shadowbark Brigade and everything you said, that doesn't bode well. The talk of curses, everything you mentioned, them being alive, them angry about an injustice, which truly is an injustice, but not of our doing. It's starting to paint a clearer picture. It's starting to make a lot of sense, and I don't like where this is going. You mean to say they already have the minds of several of my members here against me? And he looks to all of you.
Could be more than several. Could be dozens, tens, hundreds. If we don't know how many we're dealing with. How many people are in this town who are adventurers, who are hunters, who are mercs? Look, all I can say is the best thing you can do right now, Find anyone you can trust the most. Be careful of them still. Prepare yourselves, because they think right now that we're going to leave town, that we're not going to tell a word. But I'm not letting these bastards lay a finger on this town without anything coming back to them. All I ask is for one thing, Sebastian.
Aye, what is it?
If we do anything and they find out, Beatrice is gonna get targeted. I know it. We made a deal. And Velcroft, I know a liar when I meet one. I don't trust him. If there's anything you can do, while we go out and get this all situated, we'll do everything in our power to slow them down. Hell, if we can stop them, that's the first thing we're going to do. But I need to know that she's going to be safe. That she's not going to lose everything or her life for the risk we're about to take.
Aye, I suppose I can do that.
And then Murkon reaches a hand out for a handshake across to him. I'm counting on you then. Hope you can count on us too.
He reaches a hand and shakes yours, and he grins. I just put it on my tab. He gives you a firm handshake, lets go, and proceeds to get up from his chair, unlock the door, and open it. I'll go inform Rosedove of the situation. If there's anyone, if I can't trust Lalandros anymore, that lass and I have been at each other's throats for years. If there's anyone I can trust more, it's her. Even if I don't like her. Not completely.
I guess we are like.
More than you know, Silverhair. And he will proceed to walk out.
Windbag.
He does not hear you.
Murkon looks... Oh, he wasn't trying to. Murkon looks back to the others. Let's go.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. So, as you proceed to walk down the stairs, you would see Sebastian looking pretty determined as he's walking in the direction of the Hunter's Charter. And then you see a couple of adventurers approach him, looking very worried. And he's like talking to them very briefly. He's like, you hear him say, I have something to do, lads. Can this wait just a wee bit? And they shake their heads like, no, this is very bad. Someone got hurt. And they're looking around nervously. You see Flan hearing this. He actually comes out to kind of mediate the situation as him and Sebastian exchange looks with one another. Well, if I really need to hold the desk down, it's like, Flan, do you think you could look into it? It's like, I mean, maybe. You want to have Ogren hold the desk while I'm away? I suppose not. Gods above. Alright. You need me in particular? No, it's something bad. There's something going down by the edge of the woods. It's like someone's fighting and they're part of the League, and, well, we were coming to you, but we just got to you in time. And they do seem to be like a group of young people that have joined the League recently. You've actually seen their faces. They even cheered a couple of times when you were singing the piss trolls Murkon in the tavern. They were like part of the small band.
Murkon will approach them, kind of looking back to the group for a second, see if they'll like stop him before he gets over there. No.
Oh, nope. Go for it.
Cool. Murkon will approach them then. Did you see the faces of the fighters? Anything recognizable?
I mean, they were just members of the guild, the league, I guess. I keep forgetting that you guys call yourselves the league. And Sebastian's just patting him on the shoulder. Calm down, lad. Just explain yourself. I'm not gonna bite your head off. Well, they're part of the league, and they started fighting each other outside the woods, talking about a potential job in the woods, and we need someone of actual, like, high authority to stop them. Please, you and Flan are the only people we could come to. And he looks at you, Murkon, and grins. Can it wait, or is it, like, near death? They are actually using weapons, Sebastian. Oh, fuck.
Murkon, can Murkon pick up what's going on here? It seems too convenient of a timing for this to happen.
Yeah. Kuji's also kind of staring at them.
Insight them.
Murkon's gonna fucking smell for shit in this pile.
Sure. You can roll an instinct check for me.
I'll use a hope regular and do that for the jester, just so he can pull apart like the social influence, so that he has
Sure.
Yeah.
Akuji and Raylig, if you guys want to roll as well.
Please.
Thank you for the fear. Very nice. Thank you for the fear. Very nice.
Fair.
Oh, thank God.
Murkon, it definitely feels like something's off, especially after everything you guys discussed. But seeing that these young whippersnappers of adventurers are actually on the verge of tears, they seem concerned. They seem very concerned, and they're going to a higher level of authority. Raylig, you basically see the same thing, and again, it reminds you of your son coming to you, like, Dad, please help me, kind of situation. And it gives you like a fond memory before you remember your wife was the one that scolded him in the first place.
Oh God.
And was terrified of her. Akuji.
Yes.
This it stinks a little bit. But again, this is considering the situation. It might seem a bit too inconvenient. It might be seeming a bit too convenient. I would say, based on Akuji's background, that this particular situation seems to be more truthful than what you're used to, simply because these couple of adventurers who are coming to an older person in that type of position of authority are going to him asking for actual help. That is what you three see. Leonin, do you care to roll?
He's a little too gobsmacked by everything happening.
So he's like, nah, I'm good.
He's like, oh my God.
So, oh my God, they're fighting with weapons. Fuck.
Murkon's gonna give Sebastian a very
oh my God.
This is this is very much a be careful kind of look, and he'll kind of do his telepathy with Raylig. I don't think he should go alone.
I agree. Don't like the idea of it, but perhaps some of us, or if we can recruit someone else to come attend to it.
Murkon looks to the others, and he'll kind of come closer. How well is everyone? Are we hurt? He kind of checks.
Fine.
The silence when I roll the d20. As you're talking, you just hear a, fuck. All the shouting. What's going on out here, man? And you see Ogren groggily walking up behind you guys from the Adventurers League side as he's like grabbing onto Akuji's leg. Fuck. You smell alcohol on him.
Ooh, her fur will kind of bristle as she's not used to someone, of all places, grabbing her leg. And she'll kind of look down like, what? Is he on the floor or is he standing?
He's standing. He's a dwarf.
Who's this guy?
Okay.
Oh god.
He's like trying to steady himself as he's like bracing against you. What's with all the shouting? Like what? Fuck. Is someone in trouble? And looks to you guys as Sebastian is kind of trying to calm these kids down, quote unquote kids, young adults, I should say.
Mercon's gonna kind of look over to the group. We don't need everyone to go to the council. I think two of us should go with Sebastian, while the other two go to the council. We need to keep a connection with our minds. Rayleigh, can you move that telepathy to someone if they go to, if they come with Sebastian to the forest?
I'm going to suggest that I come to the forest.
No. Damn it. Okay. I'll go. And you go to the council. I need one person to come with me in Ogren. And he puts his hand on Ogren's shoulder. I need one person to come with me in Ogren. And one
If
person
you
to
look to Rayleigh, he has the face of like, don't leave me with them. Like, he's clearly
Wait.
not excited to go to the council.
Wait, what's going on? Why do you guys look frazzled?
There's a fight going. You coming with to stop it?
Yeah, I can. Why are you guys getting involved? What? What's the substance?
I'll tell you on the way there.
I mean, is it about those kids shouting? That's what I heard.
It's part of that. Also, Ogren, we're not leaving. So if you want answers about why, you gotta come with me.
He looks at you and is like, huh? And he actually decides to walk past you and go straight to Sebastian, who is his boss, instead. And the conversation is pretty much as follows, unless you decide to interrupt. Hey, Seb, what's going on? There's apparently they're talking about some lads in the league fighting about some job. Apparently they're starting to draw blood. Yeah, please, Seb, you gotta help us out. We don't know what to do. We don't want to get in trouble with the guard. We don't want us. And Ogren's like, right. Who is it? They give the names of. Bear with me, because I'm coming up with these names on the top of my head. Lancaster and Abel. And Ogren's like, of course, okay. I actually know those two decently enough. Seb, do you want me to go check it out? I can do it. No problem. Ogren, are you sure you don't want me to come with you? If it is those two, I've got to reprimand them. And it's only one of you. Look. No, you look. You're the drunk one. Alright. If you come with me, will you not bitch at me? Of course. That's why I'm literally here. It's my fucking job, mate. Alright. He looks back to you guys. This
Mercon gives him a thumbs up.
This is what you guys wanted to do. Don't worry about it. I got it.
No, we'll come with. I will, at least. Murkon and... Who said they were going to come with me?
Duchy.
Okay. Murkon and Akuji, we'll go with. You guys go do the council. And he looks to Leonin. You be careful.
I'll keep an eye on him. That's Rayleigh on the shoulder.
Rayleigh just has the saddest face.
Oh, really?
The
So
fucking sad SpongeBob.
So you guys are going with Sebastian and Ogren.
Ogren, yes.
Which means that would be you, Murkon, and Akuji.
Yes.
And Leo and Rayleigh are going to the council.
Yes.
Okay. Very well. You do see Sebastian give you like a side eye, as he just nods at you, and the kids. I keep saying kids. They're teenagers, not teenagers. They're young adults. I am losing my shit.
Like 18 college kids.
Like 18 to 21. They are young adults. They are fresh off the block greenhorn adventurers.
Fucking freshmen.
Literally. They're impressionable. They're basically kids. Yes, they're adult kids. And seeing that you two are also coming along to help stop this potential fighting, they like smiles like, "Oh, thank the gods, we need more than just two. No offense, Seb and Ogren. You know, really? All right, whatever you say. Sure." They proceed to lead you guys out towards the edge of the forest where this alleged fighting is happening. So, with that in mind, Murkon and Akuji, you guys will be going towards the edge of the forest. Leonin and Rayleigh, you will be heading towards the council. I will be rolling a d2 to see what we'll be doing first. Very good. So, Leonin and Rayleigh, you two would... You two would be heading in the direction of the town hall as you quickly depart from your comrades in arms. And as you do, you approach the town hall. At a recently brisk pace, you see that the sun is slowly starting to set as it is cresting into a late afternoon. More time has passed since your outing and your talk with Sebastian and your deep dive into the archives, along with your look at the blade, with potential things lost, but others gained. As you do, you don't see anyone minding the entrance aside from a couple of Willow's Watch. And as you enter, you see Lalandros sitting at the front desk. He seems to be doing some paperwork.
All but hides behind Leonin. Just immediate step back around.
Leo looks back at him like, come on now.
Oh my god.
Come on now, we kind of need your smarts on this one.
Okay.
He gives a big gulp.
We'll change the music for this one.
Much as it pains me to say, I won't be able to really help much in this conversation. No, I got your back. Maybe that'll be enough to get a little bit of courage there.
If you don't mind me asking, what exactly are you talking about? As you see, Lalandros is now standing before you. You didn't even hear his footsteps as he puts his hands behind his back and looks between the two of you. Master Silverbrook, Rayleigh. What can I do for you at this hour?
peeks out from behind Leonin.
Just the man we wanted to see, right?
He whimpers a bit. Wish to speak to the council.
Do you have an appointment?
I do not.
Why do I
But-
have Mercon's disease? Oh wait, this is Mercon's. How did I open Mercon's thing? That's crazy,
Why
bro.
are you on Mercon's sheet?
I don't know. I shouldn't be able to open it. I thought it was
Get out of him!
that was like a misclick or something.
Get the fuck out of him. What are you doing? Miss input!
It's
Who's
up.
the miss input?
I'm fucking mean to do. I thought I couldn't go into other people's. It's fucking crazy, bro.
That is wild.
Anyway.
Oh, she's hacking!
Well, get your sheet out of my way then.
Maybe you should click on Leo and not Mercon, forehead.
Fighting!
A matter of
Take this
family.
utmost importance. I'm afraid this cannot wait.
And what kind of importance would we need from someone like you?
Wait, see, like, do we trust Lalandros? How we feeling, guys? Are we sus of him?
I mean, Leonin kind of looked at him like, I don't really like this dude.
He doesn't like him either, but the problem is he was a good dude in Londor. Unfortunately.
He gives him like, it's like I can see, like I don't like him, but maybe he can help us.
And he, like, lowers his voice. Where is Julius currently?
He raises a brow. I believe Julius is on his way to patrol the graveyard. It's about that time. Why do you ask?
He relaxes at that. It's a matter concerning the safety of the town. And unfortunately, Julius is not to be trusted at the moment.
What do you mean?
As you know, we have been spending our time investigating different matters. Part of it was related to the curse plaguing Lady Lilith's line.
Of course, I've been made privy to that. What specifically?
Fortunately, as part of that, we've uncovered other plots that we believe endanger the town in the near future. Very soon, and the sooner that we're able to speak to you all, the former members of the Quicksilvers, specifically.
He raises a very curious brow at you, Raylig. Well, you're not going to be speaking to anyone else in here. It's just me and the other two. I'm sure if you wanted to speak to Sebastian, he's probably somewhere within the League's guild hall, or possibly in the tavern waiting for me.
His face visibly drops. Where are they? They could be in danger already.
What do you mean? They're literally in their office. You have yet to tell me anything, Raylig.
He takes a reluctant step closer so that he's like can lower his voice more. Does the name Shadowbark Brigade ring a bell?
His eyebrows raise up very high. Where did you hear that name?
They're not dead, as you thought. And even more so.
Kind of maybe met them.
They're here for revenge.
You met them.
Wasn't like planned or anything, but
Really gives a nod.
just
They're putting together a small army, a band of mercenaries to usurp the town, and it goes further than that. We believe that their actions may be influenced by... He lowers his voice yet again, like he's so reluctant to, but he keeps leaning his head closer towards Lilandros. The curse that was put upon your group, upon this town. There are deeper forces at work.
Ah, yes, I see. The pseudo-magic that has been bothering these individuals for the last 5 years. Of course.
It's not pseudo-magic.
I've heard
he,
enough of this.
okay, keep it civil.
Keep it civil. You come to me saying that there is a dangerous threat to the town, that our own constable, Castellan even, can't be trusted. You then say that a band of mercenaries that we worked with several years ago has come back to life, despite the fact that I proved that they were dead. And now you're telling me that this is all due to a curse that I was told about shortly after my arrival? Really? Do you know how preposterous that sounds on my end, Rayleigh?
It's not preposterous at all. I may not look it, but I was once a scholar. I studied at the university in Londor.
Right, the
I learned about
Rozanov...
curses.
The Rozanov... Bardic School, or whatever nonsense it's called. I'm aware of your background.
Kazanov Institute. He, straightens his shirt.
A little pride in his little furry chest. Yes, quiet, whatever. Point is, make a presence check for me, Rayleigh.
You got
Presence check. Oh boy. He does not have much.
Yes, you can give him advantage. How are you aiding him, Leo?
I'm just gonna put a hand to his back and just give him a "you got this" sort of encouragement.
Is that
Yes.
all you're doing to aid him, or are you going to try and strengthen his argument? By adding on things that he might have missed, perchance?
You could talk about what the brigade told us about how they lost their sister, and that's why they want revenge.
Okay, can I? My brain is currently in a bit of a mush phase right now. So he will
No worries.
He will try his best to recount what the brigade leader had told them right in front of their face.
Okay. That will be sufficient enough for an aid, so you can roll with advantage, Rayleigh.
Right. And yep, we're doing this. Last hope. Okay, hopefully it helps. Okay, so advantage, and then 1d4.
So, seeing the desperation that it's just you two doing this, Lilandros seems to relent a little bit as he sighs. Fine. I suppose I could entertain this quandary for just a little bit. You said you want to speak to the rest of the council, I take it. Aside from, of course, our constable, that is.
That's correct. We believe they're moving very soon, perhaps within even the next day.
Very well. Fine then. Give me but a moment. And he motions you to sit in the lobby where there's like a couple of chairs and a little waiting area.
You know, you had to talk to him for so long.
And he disappears for a moment. And roughly about a minute or so later, he comes out. All right, it would seem that Antoine and Stuga are, or Gruta, I want to say the wrong fucking orc, Gruta are willing to speak with you. I shall join you in a moment. I just have to. And he looks at you and then looks past you as you're facing the doorway, or facing away from the doorway, and he squints. And as he does this, he takes a step forward. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to be here. And that's when you hear the and a as Lolandros is now clutching his chest with a set of daggers in it.
Oh!
As you see him struggling to breathe and cast a spell. As you see 3 figures in dark cloaks approaching you, brandishing weaponry. And that's where we're going to end the session.
The
Back!
chickens!
The chickens are chickening!
Oh, this is so fun.
Oh, this makes so much sense. Of course it was a feint. Of course they're coming for the council. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that makes a little too much sense. Oh god.
Dealing with the council that gave them trouble before. The plot is so chickened. The plot is so chicken.
Me forgetting the fucking like details of the plot, but having the main plot ready is like, all right, guys, wait, what are you talking about? What references? Who the fuck is that character, huh?
It's been so long. It's been so long.
I went back. It was session 4 when we talked to the council for the first time. So like that was a
my
long
God.
half time.
God.
Wish my brain was here.
We were so we were so deep into it.
Yeah. Well, maybe your brain can like be here next time and not be mush, so you could, participate more.
Sorry.
What do you want me to freaking do about it, man?
It's fine.
Told you this would happen.
No, you didn't. All right. Well, aside from the hiccups with Twitch, that'll be edited out anyway, and it's only like, 25 minutes? So, hope you guys enjoyed from what you did get to see, and for YouTube, we hope you guys enjoy later on. So, thank you for watching. We will be here next Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night.
Night, guys. We'll see you next time.